Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'll try to make this quick. I just wanted to share something about I mean, not deception, but misconception related to disability. The most common thing I get people saying to me is they look at me and say, especially after I tell my story, "Oh, you don't like anything ever happened to you. You look great. I can't tell anything that happened to you." I said, "Well, if you only knew." Also, at the same time, it's like I remember one day I was I parked in a handicap spot. I had my handicap sticker and everything, but I had my lanyard for my volunteering for hospice. And this lady saw me pull in and she was pulling out and she began to say stuff like, "You can't park there, you're not handicapped. You work for Ohio Health." I said, "I am handicapped and I do volunteer work at hospice." You see, it's like basically like, oh, and drove off or whatnot, like she still didn't believe me. I say these things because I think people, a lot of times, sometimes it comes from family as well, have a misconception of disability and sometimes inadvertently show discrimination against those who are disabled, but they don't want to say put it on Front Street and put it out there. One of the ways sometimes it feels like it's dismissive is when, let's say, I let them know I have short-term memory, it's bad and everything, and they respond like, "Man, I got short-term memory too. Happens to me all the time." And it's almost as if they're dismissing what you're saying that you have issues with. Another thing is, because I look fine, and a person may look fine, I think one of the things they may say is, "Come on, let's go for a jog, let's go for a walk, or let's get on this roller coaster or whatever." And you have to tell them what's wrong, or tell them that you can't and what's wrong, and then they look at you like you crazy, like you able-bodied, you should be able to do it. When the vice versa is when people see someone in a wheelchair, they automatically say that they're disabled and they approach that person accordingly. If they see somebody like with maybe Down syndrome or someone who's missing limbs or whatnot, and they appear disabled, even an older person, they appear disabled, they will adjust their conversation accordingly based off of assume that they get disabilities. But when it comes down to someone like myself, and I know there's others out there who have neurological disabilities and stuff, they look at us and they treat us like anybody else. It's not always bad, but they just treat you like anybody else and feel you're able-bodied. I've had that issue, another issue where I was trying to do business because I started a business thinking that I can run a business, even start a business, and it is hard work and it's very difficult, especially with my situation. But when I talk to business people or trying to do some kind of collaboration with another business, my words, they get muffled and sometimes they get hesitant and stuff like that. And the person that I'm talking to assumes that I don't know what I'm doing, or assumes that I'm not serious, and they kind of dismiss me. I said all that to say is that, yes, I had 26 strokes, so there's going to be some brain damage. And because my brain was out oxygen for almost an entire day, I hear it's only take a few minutes for your brain to be out oxygen before things start to happen. Mine was for almost a day without without my heart taking oxygenated blood to my brain, because my heart had stopped for like the entire day. So yeah, there was damage. Even though I may not look like it, there was damage. And amongst the damage, just to let people know what's going on, here is a rundown of the damage that has happened. I have a right cerebellum infarct with volume loss and gliosis. Volume loss is basically my cerebellum has shrunk. The right side of it has shrunk. Symptoms include involuntary / jerky eye movement, dizziness and vertigo, nausea and vomiting, headaches, weakness or paralysis on the left side of the body. But wait, there's more. V3 and proximal V4 segment of the left vertebral artery are occluded. Occluded means it's blocked. And it's a vertebral artery. That means that the artery is in my vertebrae, connected to my cerebellum and stuff, and it's occluded. The symptoms of that include dizziness, vertigo, vision disturbances, ataxia, which is loss of coordination and balance, involuntary rapid eye movement, difficulty speaking clearly, weakness in cranial nerves, and altered mental status, resulting in confusion, drowsiness, or lack of consciousness. Now that was just an explanation of the things that's going on, and all of those symptoms that you read happens to me every day, all day. I just sometimes mask it. You don't really see it, or you won't really. Most people are not around me all the time to see it. If I go to the grocery store, it's brief, or with family, it's usually brief. But those things happen to me every day. It is rough, and it takes a large amount and a huge amount of energy to try to keep it together. When you're nauseous, you're dizzy, your words slurred, your eyeball, all that stuff is happening to you. So, yes, I have a disability. I have neurological disability. And it's rough, and it makes my life rough. But I still attempt to proceed with my life. I still am optimistic. I still try to be a good person. I don't usually limit myself unless I try. And when it comes down to my health, there's some things I cannot do. You wouldn't go to a person in a wheelchair that can't walk and tell them, come on, let's go take a walk. And if they tell you they can't, you're not going to tell them, you can do it, just put your mind to it, you can do anything you want, you can get better, you can do it, just turn this. You're not going to tell them that. The same with a person who have no arms or whatnot. You can't tell them, let's go throw a softball, a football or something. You won't tell them that. That's insensitive. But you would tell me that because of the way I look and not knowing what's happening or what has happened. So I just wanted to bring a little awareness to the extent of disability. It can go further than that, and that you can't judge someone just by what you see. If you want to know more about a person, their health, their history, or whatever it is, their character, have a conversation with them. Know who you're talking to so you won't insult them, or their character, or their being. I just wanted to share that with you. And even though sometimes, even like I said, family and friends may not know that I'm going through as much as I'm going through, I still love you. I know you don't do it with malice. You just didn't know. Same with people in the street. I don't love you any less. I still love you with all my heart, unconditionally, with perfect love. I just wanted to share that with you all, and I'll let you all get back to your day or your evening or whatever it is. Y'all have a good one. Stay blessed. I love you. I love you. I love you.